everyone, so let's move towards our today's topic, which is cerebral edema. What is cerebral edema? Accumulation of excess fluid within the brain parenchyma is called as cerebral edema. This is the definition which is present in most of the textbook, but in easy wording, any fluid, any blood, for example, usually we are talking about CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. So if there is excessive accumulation or excessive amount of CSF in the brain, it is known as cerebral edema. Okay, now what happened, what are the causes? Basically there are two types: vasogenic edema and cytotoxic edema. The vasogenic edema is caused by blood brain barrier or blood CSF barrier. As I have already told you, the blood brain barrier is formed by three things. Okay, one is endothelial cells, which are tightly packed together, also known as tight junction. Another is astrocytes, and the third one is basement membrane. So these three together form blood brain barrier or blood CSF barrier, which causes and which prevent the blood to enter into the brain, or to prevent the CSF to prevent the blood to enter into the brain. Now what happened in vasogenic edema? The blood brain barrier got damaged and there will be increase in extracellular space. And if we talk about cytotoxic edema, it will increase the intracellular fluid caused due to the damage of neurons or neuroglia. The vasogenic edema is caused by blood brain barrier, and the cytotoxic edema is caused by damage to neurons and neuroglia. Now moving towards hydrocephalus. What is hydrocephalus? Hydrocephalus is the increased amount of the CSF in the brain or in the ventricles. Okay. In general, hydrocephalus is referred as the accumulation of excessive CSF in ventricles. Okay. But there are many reasons. If we see in different angle, from different angle, हाइड्रोसेफेलस बहुत सारी चीज़ों से कॉज हो सकता है. मेजर जो डेफिनेशन है वो क्या है कि अमाउंट CSF की ज़्यादा हो गई. अब बहुत सारे रीज़न हो सकते हैं. या तो अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज़ हो गई, ठीक है, प्रोडक्शन ऑफ CSF इंक्रीज़ हो गया तो भी CSF ज़्यादा होगा. या फिर रीएब्जॉर्प्शन, जो एब्जॉर्प्शन है वो कम हो गई तो भी CSF ज़्यादा हो गया. ठीक है, तो ये दो चीज़ें हैं जिसकी वजह से CSF हो सकता है. अब अगर तो CSF प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा हो रही है तो व्हाट हैपन, दैट इज़ नोन एज non-communicating hydrocephalus, in which the ventricle, that portion of the ventricle will be enlarged, not whole ventricle will be enlarged. Okay, non-communicating में क्या है, CSF production ज़्यादा है. For example, the lateral ventricle, choroid plexus of the lateral ventricle is producing a high amount of CSF. So what happens if it is producing high amount of CSF? That part of the lateral ventricle will cause that part of the lateral ventricle get enlarged. But if there is a problem in CSF resorption or absorption, or if there is decrease in CSF absorption, the CSF amount will be increased, which causes the entire enlargement of the ventricle. Instead of that part only, the entire enlargement of the entire enlargement of the ventricle will happen. So this is the most important thing you have to remember. And now moving further, so what I have told you that there are two types of hydrocephalus: communicating hydrocephalus and non-communicating hydrocephalus. We have already talked about about the CSF. Okay, we have already talked about the CSF circulation, absorption. You know that first lateral ventricle, then third, then fourth ventricle, and so on. So remember these. Remember that circulation first. of the CSF. And one more point, and one important point, that non-communicating hydrocephalus is caused by damage to foramen of Monro or cerebral aqueduct. So remember this point as well. Now, this was the whole topic, and you have to remember this. This was the pathology of neuro. Till then, work hard, study hard, and good luck. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you all.